What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. So it's 9:25. We got 5 minutes till the opening bell. Be sure to take a look at our disclaimer there for those of you tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Take a look at the disclaimer. Remember that day trading is, of course, risky business. So I'm gonna write up the watch list. There's, let's see, MYTE, ALTM, RIME, and PETZ. There's also PEV from Friday. It's maybe worth keeping an eye on. I can put it on this list, PEV, in case it gains volume, but a bit of a maybe. Those are the top stocks for me today. I'm a little late today despite being here since 9:55, which is, well, what was that? 8:55, which is kind of crazy. I've been standing here and I've been listening to this podcast and kind of got a little too carried away. Graham Stephan and Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank guy. Okay, there's the list. My main stock is gonna be MYTE. Although I will say, looking at it again here, it doesn't look super great, but we'll see. Maybe more volume can come in over time. Pre-market high at 681. There's 2.5 million shares of volume and it's up 38%. Not the best and biggest gap we've ever seen. Lows are at 584. Pre-market levels that are worth noting. There's 627 on the daily chart. And then other than that, perhaps, let's see here, maybe 772. I'm looking at some high points going back. And then lastly, 200, we rejected the 200 EMA back in January of this year. That was around 1254. So the 2-minute warning has went off, which means there's a little bit of time to go. Let me just take a quick look at these other stocks to see if I want to, if they might be worthy coming into the open. If not, I do want to take it slow, similar to Friday. ALTM. Friday was a day where we could have been a little bit more green, but we did start red, so we got to be careful about that today. And, be in the right place at the right time. Try to do a quick rotation. Other than that, we want to continue this adjustment of holding our dip trades longer if we can properly position ourselves. We want to always think about our trade idea, our trade plan. All right, my risk to reward in those trades and being very aware of it to see the trade through and through. So let me just see here. There's a minute to go. ALTM, how are we doing? And by the way, PEV. Let me just add this to this list. ALTM is okay, right? Over 453, which was the highs of after hours Friday. So we'll see if this one is able to curl up here some more, but volume is going to be the key. And volume has been late coming into a lot of these stocks recently. So what will it be in the next 30 seconds? RIME, cheaper stock. This one is here around 65 cents or so. We'll see. Should be a decent day, right? Discipline is going to be the key as usual, and we'll have to be patient to see how things work out. 72, 70. So there's the opening bell. Let's trade to the best of our abilities. LASE. How's this looking? Again, I'm looking to be patient. I don't need to rush the gun on anything. I want to let the stocks come to me and be very patient. All right, all right. MYTE, the low is at 67. There's a small spread. The volume is pretty light. RIME, on the other hand, $0.60, the low. RIME. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one for now. 62.50. There's 62. $61.70, $61.50, 61, 60. My share size is kind of small, but let's see. I should have took more size here. I'm gonna take half and then just wait a little bit. 63, what was this? 63.89 for the high of this candle, which could be a place to potentially add. 61.20 by 61.70. There's quite the spread right here. There's 61. Uh-oh. I wanted to add. I'm not going to get the add. Over 62, perhaps. I could still add here, but it'll be aggressive add. There's 62, 65. Whoa, whoa. Well, I definitely should have added then. My share size is not set to sell the ask. Can we see a pop? Well, I'll just take it here. I'll just take that. That's better than nothing. Honestly, that's going to be a good trade. 63.60. Uh-oh. That might have been a little too early. Was it 63.30? That might have been a little early. Let's see if it gets over the highs. Come on, KB. Talk to him. Talk to him, KB. Early. KB showing up a little bit. And I'm just taking small gains because it's not like ripping through 66. I'll hold 1,000 shares. Okay, there's 66. So, all right. Maybe I need to be a little bit more patient there. Now, I'm going to try to size up. And this is where I need to be accurate because I'll go right back to flat. And by size up, I, like 10,000, maybe like 12,000 shares. All right, let's try to like dial in on this thing because this seems like maybe it's the one. Come on, don't waste my freaking time. Okay, good. Low, highs, lows. So I'll need to be accurate on this dip. Maybe I scale into it to give myself more of a chance. VWAP is at 70, which is a couple cents away. I think as long as it doesn't sell off here, I should do well. $68.50 for highs. They're $68.20. They're $68.80. $69. Well, maybe it just keeps going here. There's $69.50. So we could say that we've kind of come into some resistance, but it's still a little early.
MYTA.
That's my first position. We'll see. Well, the 5 minute candle is red, so I kind of have to be careful. But I'm hoping we get a 1 minute pullback. If this happens to be anything more than a 1 minute pullback, I'm not going to be looking too good here. Cancel, cancel. Good, good, good. Sometimes you hit cancel, it doesn't cancel. 66.34. 66.34. Well, I'm not going to get to add. Maybe it's going to be a quick dip and rip. Do I want to take something off below this resistance? Maybe. I don't know if it'll go right through. If it does, I could try to break out, but you know, that'll be a little bit more risky. Maybe a 2 cent risk. And I would have probably needed to be in somewhere here. And what are we doing? 69, 69, 70. It's fighting, but it's not going. What's going on? Is it like, are we seeing selling here? I still haven't had a big position. I need like 30, 40,000 shares here to get a big position. So VWAP proving to be a challenge here at the moment. RIME. Oh, I'm gonna jump in. Let's see if it goes. Tight stop. I'm gonna give it 69.50. Stop. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. We should see 72. There's no way we should not see 72 at this point. Come on, KB. Talk to him. Talk to him out here. Yeah, 72. All right. I need to gear up for the pullback because it looks like it's not just mooning. Damn it. That was not a real dip, man. Yeah, can we dip some more? 70, what was that, like 70, 60? I should have just took it. Yeah, look at that, 72. The 200 EMA is up here though, so we could see more resistance. Perhaps I do size back down. Again, still haven't really had a chance to use size. I needed to just take all those trades with just 15, 20,000 shares. The 5 minute candle still looks pretty good, although there's resistance in sight. This is early, but I'm going to try to take a position. Can I? Okay, maybe I might have been a little too early. 70, 70, which is like pretty early. Maybe I take a loss here and add back. Okay, maybe I'm botching this a little bit. Alright, I kind of botched that. Damn, that was good. That was pretty good too. Damn it. Alright, I botched that one. I could have I could have loaded up towards 69, but felt like I would have been a little too heavy being in so high the first two. Damn it. That was probably the last dip too because this new candle is gonna start. Pastor slacking last trade. So 72.70 for resistance, perhaps. If it goes, I could try to break out. And I'm gonna jump in. There's 50. The spreads are opening up, which isn't great. It tried, but it didn't go right there. Is this backside? It's given an incredible move without a bigger pullback. I'm gonna wait. I don't like how we're looking. And we're rejecting off resistance, so I'm not gonna take the dip here. It might work. It's an aggressive dip to retry here, but you know, maybe it does work. It's fighting. There's 70, so it's fighting. 71. Jeez. Can't believe I botched that, man. That was too clean, and you know, I had options. I had options. I could have added aggressively there. At the end of the day, I gotta be quick with my analysis and just trust the setup. You know, trust the setup. The 5 minute chart was looking good. The odds are was that that dip would have worked. So if I had just kept buying 68 or 69, I think, and then selling up there 72 with 20K size, you know, that would have put us nicely. Maybe another 400 or 500 bucks, depending on the fills. We had VWAP as resistance. We broke through the resistance pretty easily. Now we have the 200 EMA as resistance. Are we going to be able to hold up this dip and try again? It looks like MYT might have some steam to it. Well, it's a very quick recovery, and this candle is now back green. Will it go all the way? Oh my gosh, looks like it might. It's a little bit more spready here than before. I'm impressed. Well, I didn't expect this type of a red to green this quick, but here we are. We shouldn't fail to, well, anything can happen. I don't expect it to fail here, but it could, right? All right, all right, 75, 75, 75. Okay, of the B, brother. Damn it. I'm gonna increase my size to 95 because like I need more shares faster. They're so damn spready here. Gotta maybe take the limit. I did get a partial just now. I think marketing in for the breakout could be tricky, but could be worth it if it's good timing. Come on. I bought early. 73.60. I can't afford to keep missing these dips. This 5 minute candle is red, so I got to keep that in mind. I think the re-average could make more sense. Unless it decides to go here. Oh, you son of a mother lover, man. Gonna miss out on a half a cent there. Can't mark it in 10,000? No, that's nonsense. This is a risky trade here, but I think it should keep going. It does seem a little parabolic and supernova, but it's having trouble. Ah, the moment I sell. It might just, well, it is having trouble. It's hard to say, but I think we could see 80 if it keeps up like this. 73, 73.90. Damn, that was kind of low. 73. This 5 minute candle is red, so I do want to be careful of it, like giving a 5 minute pullback, because I could lose a lot there from like too aggressive on the dip early. But for now, it's kind of hanging around. The high is at 77.03. So we're definitely moving up and down a couple cents like nothing now. So there's more risk here than before. Oh, they're not Titanic. 73.66 versus 73. Okay, okay, fine. This is where we could see that 5 minute pullback, unless it's just a low dip. So I'm gonna get stopped out there. Maybe about a cent. I do like that it's holding above the level. It's not a bad thing per se. So, oh, you son of a gun! I'm gonna buy a little early again. I can try to hold this though. Okay, can we get back above? Okay, good, good. All right, I'll try to hold this. So maybe that's gonna work out. Because I was a little early there, but still, okay, we're bouncing, so that's good. It's decent news. But I still have to be open to it going lower, which is a possibility here. In which case, I would rather the re-average. 71.50. 71 something. 71.80. There's some green on the tape. I do have a little bit of uncertainty here, 71. So we're going to take another loss. But there's VWAP though, right? Right there. So I'm selling at VWAP, which maybe might not be the best place to be selling. as I'd like to hope we can hold up this level. Why the hesitation? Why? I should have been in. Mother. All right, I gotta stop talking like this. I should have been in. Now it still might not be the bottom yet, but I think I should have been in still. I think it's okay to have some losses here, but I'd want to capture this move back to the highs because I think we can go back to the highs. Man, I could have had 70-30 to 70-50 entry, risking half a cent if I pulled the trigger. We're at 72, I would have been up a cent and a half, which would have been 150 bucks. And right now, just waiting. Instead, I'm in the depths of the sidelines. So 72.34. Do I want to try a 1 minute candle to make the new high? This 5 minute candle is maturing. DJT at 18 bucks, man. Marcelo with that swing trade. 72.50, 72.70. What's it gonna be? I'm trying the 1 minute candle to make the new high. Why do I hesitate? Well, this entry is better than nothing, but it's not the entry I should have had. But you know, it's definitely hard to take size because you just don't know where the bottom. Even if I took the trade there and it would have went lower, I probably could have stopped out again. So adding 3-4 times, going up to 30, sometimes it's not that easy to, take on the position. And do I want to consider adding into this trade? It's already high up. I might just want it to just go in one fluid motion. PEV. $71.99. I think this is fair for the candlestick. And this is where I could add back if I want to be aggressive, assuming it's not going to go to the lows. 71.10. Oh, okay. Looks like it is going to go to the lows. Oh, that's not ideal. Now we're going to lose a decent amount there too. Perhaps a double bottom. Perhaps. So that's why adding back on this move could be tricky. Oh my goodness. Okay, adding back on that move up could be tricky if it doesn't hold up this dip. And then it turns into like a retest of the lows. And that's also assuming that I'm in at the lows in the first place. Like I'm up like 4 cents on realize. And then I look to add. It looks like it's failing though. We're gonna get back some, which is fine. Switching over to PEV. So watch list stock PEV breaking out. Take a couple cents to start. The 5-minute candle is a little red. 56. 4 minutes left. Okay, all right. We'll see how this thing does. Okay, 35. Well, all right. There's buying. It's hard to jump in here, though. I might, if it keeps going like this. Can we get high of day, or is this a bluff? Oh, son of a gun. Well, that's going to be a little bit more than a bluff. See, the buying on the tape there was so good. I got tempted. Well, you don't want to see that, right? You know, it's going to give a good dip, but you don't really want to see that off the high of 36, 37. And I'm selling where I could have been buying at the lows. Lovely. Bit of a double negative there. So looking for the move all the way to 45. It's going to come back down to 28. And this candle does have a little bit of time left. We'll see how it plays out here. Taking a couple cents. Gotta work my way back to zero. $31. How much did I make on that first trade there? Felt like a 4-cent trade. Back to square one after just one loss of 2 cents. So despite the spreads being tight, you know, there's still some slippage here, it would seem. 26.50. We'll see if the 1-minute candle is able to make the new high, which would be at 32. This candle is maturing. I'd expect the 1-minute candle to make the new high soon. And I might consider adding here. This is aggressive add. But I gotta be prepared in case it does fail, which is possible. Boost through the level. Boost through the level here. Boost through the level. Boost up to 35. Wow, again. Maybe I put this on my no trade list. Okay. What else is moving? WHLR. The hell with this nonsense. Teleporting down twice. Fool me once, fool me twice. Then, you know, I can't allow it to fool me a third time. GSIW. YYAI. I don't like that it's so cheap and then it's dropping like 6 cents. Worked my way back to flat and then red again. We're up $300 here. This is not good. All things considered. We were up 900, I think, at one point. ALTM. What's going on here? Not much. Is it just a slower day and there's not much moving?
WHLR.
RIME. Hate to lose money on that nonsense. RIME. Well, I'm gonna miss that entire incline. It's at the highs. There's 77. There could be a pullback here, but it's kind of aggressive, let's say. It'll have to be a strong pullback, which is asking a little bit because we are up so much off the lows. But the 5 minute setup does look good. And I wouldn't be totally surprised or shocked if we did see a 5 minute 1 minute pullback here. EV, bro. When I started to sell that position, I knew it was taking a little long. So I was like, okay, I probably should have just sold it all. But I'm like, I'm going to at least reduce my risk and my stop is break even. The thing is at 26. 4,000 share, whatever size I had, I don't know. The latter sometimes is better in this situation because trying to put out these limit orders when the stock doesn't linger, it's like a little bit troublesome. There's 76. So we've had the pullback here, and I'm not in, which leaves me with a breakout trade. Which could be good. Damn, I only filled 200 shares, man. You gotta mark it in. Brother. Brother. I do have a... Well, it's a fair trade. I'm not in with any sort of size. As I would have tried to add more lower, but... Probably should have been using bigger blocks anyways. 5K blocks. Maybe could have gotten a full fill. As long as this doesn't fail miserably here, I think we should be good. And that was the third time, so, it's best if we start seeing the 1 minute candle make the new high here.
WHLR
Holy smokes. Seven. Oh, I got filled 70. Um, all right, that's fair. That's fine, whatever. This did feel kind of high though. No bounce is crazy. 69. We should see like 72, unless it has to go that much lower. 71. 71 is not anything here. We dropped 6, 7 cents. WHLR, how did we do? PEV, man. Can't believe. I mean, I can believe, but still disappointing. The DJT swing, man. I was supposed to be in that DJT swing with Marcelo. Marcelo bottom ticked this DJT swing and called it out. $11 to $18. What was that, like 80% already or something? That's like pretty impressive. And this is, this isn't really anything assuming that Trump is to win this election and the gamble that, the risk that he's taking. He did say it's a bit of a gamble, right? Because that's like his lead indicator is if Trump can win, then DJT perhaps gets back to like $50 if he's lucky, maybe $100. I mean, this has like the potential to be like a $500,000 trade if it goes like back to like 100 for him. That could be something else. All right, let's see. Is there anything else that's moving? DJT, $19. Hitting the scans. Honestly, the volume here is not bad. Could be worth some day trades too. Let's see. Sabe is probably trading this one. Sabe and Crispy, they like these type of stocks. Let's go, brother. Moon time. Moon time. Oh, taking this small dip with small size. Let's see how well this holds up. Fair fill. Can we see back over 19? Tight stop. Five. This could be a good pullback here, depending on how it plays out. There are some sellers at 90 area, which is worth noting. Right now, though, I'm thinking like account preservation. Try to take it slow, try to take it easy. Whilst DJT is moving, it's not really the stock I'd usually trade. I do think there's potential here, but I want to preserve my capital, be patient until something that's super obvious for the small caps pop up again. But if I can make 100+ bucks, 200, 300 DJT, whilst keeping it tight, that can be good. Maybe more, depending. We're bear flagging here in the short term. So I'm just waiting, watching. How are we going to do with these bigger sellers here? I am interested in the breakout back over 19 if we can clear these levels easily. Oh, well, it's going to teleport up. And okay. It's definitely not the usual. I can't afford to use more size. I'll keep gauging it. We'll see. Can we get the new high? This thing is not set properly to sell. I need to use 1,000 shares here. 1,000 shares minimum, I think. I can get back in, or I can wait. It depends. Okay. Okay. It definitely is. It's not the same. It's like the price action is like a little different. It's not the same as our usual. This might not be. Oh, I don't know. I'm yeah. Okay, I'm filled at 14. Fine, whatever. All right, let's see what it does. That was a high fill for what I was trying there. If it does a retracement to the lows, I'm not gonna touch it. Last attempt at the dip. If not, we're leaving it alone. 86. And the fills are pretty bad here too. So after this trade, I'll leave this alone. The fills here are like horrendous, despite the spreads being tight. We'll see if it does bounce. If not, we take the loss and we move on. So this would be the opposite of what I wanted, at least like a good 150, 200 bucks. The 5-minute candle is red and there's my stop. Oh, okay, we'll lose the 200 bucks instead of making it whatever. All right, RIME is in the depths. Yeah, that stock doesn't move the same. You can just feel the float, you can feel it. You don't have to check it to know. It feels different getting involved with that. So a little bit of uncharted territory there. The move up, not bad, but definitely needed some size at the lows. The breakout could have been better considering it teleported over the, I think maybe like 60,000 shares seller. That was at 1889. Ideally, if the shares are being filled and we can see that on the tape, I can jump in for 89 or 90 and then get the extra cents between 90 up to the whole dollar, 10 cents, rather than just being in at like 1905. It's like a 15 cents difference there to 25, whatever the high was. It'll probably trade in a range from like 60 to that level until it goes up or down. But I'm not super interested. So where's the next opportunity? Where's the next stock? Do we have something else? QSG. This is like lighter volume, but I could take a look. What's the 5-minute chart? This is like WHLR and the other stock. It just seems, the volume just seems so light. Is it going to be worth something? Perhaps. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe I leave it alone. It doesn't seem super obvious. RIME is in an interesting area. 69 back to 72. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I should have jumped in. It might just go all the way here. It's possible. Mm, 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 mm. 77. It might just go all. If I had to guess, I'd say it's gonna go. There were two entries I could have been in. One very high risk, but they both would have worked. Now, how much is this pullback? Like, how big is this gonna be? Being that we had such a massive move. Being in high here could be costly. 75. Goodness. What a day. 75.50. This candle is pretty young. I think I'm just gonna have to use my best discretion here. There's a spread. All right, I got to be a little bit more aggressive because the dips that I might want, it might not give, and it just might Go. Ay, ay, ay. It should have went. What we have hidden sellers? 78? 10? If I had to guess. The breakouts are definitely a little bit more risky here. Assuming that, I'm assuming it'll go for like 80. But it's a little bit more spready up top, even on some of the dips. $77.30, $76.30. That 1 cent spread is no joke. Fair fill. Will we see support here? It's gonna hold. It held 75 there, at least for now. I was in that early, 75.50. Okay, because if I had gotten filled in the moon there, we'll see if this does work. The spreads are opening up so much up here. It's honestly a little crazy. QSG moving. Bro, why didn't that get filled? Bro, are you kidding me, man? It comes down pretty quickly. Sometimes marketing out is the way to go. It's the way to go. What's the volume on this QS 85? Yeah, the dip looks like it was good. Gotta focus on one at a time though. Yeah, that was not a great trade. Very poor trade. That was what that was. Even if it went, it's just not worth that area. Gotta pick and choose the spots. $77, $20, $50. $78.10 was also resistance. Can't forget. We'll see if it just flies through or if it does have trouble again. Is the market better here for like a 75.90 fill? I wonder. Hmm. 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 I don't like that it did that and it's here. I gotta be careful. Yep, freaking knew it. Oh my God. Fucking hell. How bad could that have been, man? I got filled at 77 trying to buy that dip because the spread's 2 cents. It might go here though. Damn, that sucks. And I knew it was gonna go down. I had a feeling. Had that intuition. It's hard to hold it long because I'm in so high here. So I kind of needed to go. Come on. Don't you dip back down. Don't you fail here. This is starting to become a messy day. We're not up 1K already, which is a bit of a problem. We're up 200 bucks on the day after some losses on some other stocks. And there's been a lot of missed opportunities here. Smaller size trades that shouldn't have happened, and then stuff like that. It's going to be a false breakout. $74 was available. I didn't take it. I don't know. It felt a little trappy. Like I got flush. Kind of felt a little. Let a couple people buy, then flush down. Trappy. And we're still here again. 73.99. How well are we gonna do? It's like a bit of a flag off flat. I wouldn't. I don't know. We kind of did have some higher selling pressure going down versus the green candles going up. but the overall context of the stock still seems bullish. Oh, come on. Anything else we can add into this? It's not a problem. A little bit of a 73.28. Jeez. This is probably gonna be, well, I don't know. It depends on how the stock moves, but I'm hoping this is not backside, but this is gonna be like one of my last trades because I'm just gonna slow it down. It's a flat day at this point. I'd love to see something else, but this stock hasn't really uptrended for the last like 30 minutes. The candle is coming to an end. I'd like to see some sort of life in the last minute. But being in a full cent and a half higher than the low is like not good there. Regardless of if we want to add to this or not. It's like I'd have to have such a wide stop. Like risking 120 here is it's just not worth it. And that's just 2 cents on that position. So switching to QSG, let me just see how this one is doing quickly. Halt up to 31. It seems like it has a little bit more volume than before. RIME can hold up there if it's strong in this area of like 71, 72. The dip could be good, the bounce could be better. But watching QSG here, bro, I can't be filling me like this. What's the QSG? Let's pull it up here. Come on down, the price is right. It could start to move over like 14, 13, but it'll be a or maybe a riskier trade. Let's see how it does. Will be pulled back first. Just got to be careful the spreads too, because if let's see, you got to be careful getting those higher fills. Mm, not the instant bounce I would have wanted. I'm gonna try. Oh, it had to have been in 65. I was gonna try again, but come on. 65. We need to see at least 80 here. 80, 84, maybe 85 if it's good. Can we get at least 85 here? Or 80, let's say 80. 65 to 80, come on. 5 more cents. What this needed to be was a dip to like 95 and then back over 6. What? Depths. Bro, $300 for all this trading. It's like it's time to shut it down. That's what this tell what's what the market is telling me here today. Like there's no way I traded for an hour. It felt and I'm I don't want to sound ungrateful. It felt like I traded good, or at least decent. It's like yeah. Like the size on that cheaper stock needed to be twice the size. It's been 3 small days here in a row. $100, $100, $300. Let me see how the chat's doing. Hope you guys were able to see some sort of gains from the day. Well, no one really posted. Zay, $30. Kersey, 720. Dan Shark, Red 106. Mark Mark Q, $43. Minty, 530. We'll have to wait maybe another hour till people start posting. Too soon. Twin saying it's too soon to dip. A little too soon to dip. What I don't like is to stick around and then get myself in trouble. So what I'll do, and maybe this RIME can curl back up. Let's see. I might reduce my size until something like maybe QSG does hold. How's the 5 minute setup looking there? Well, doesn't really look so good with this high volume coming down. There should be a dip though. Well, halting down. The dip out of the halt could be good. RIME, it did hold VWAP here with all these bottoming wicks. So maybe some opportunities there. You got to be so precise and accurate. The moment you make mistakes, you hesitate a couple times, or you got a couple higher fills, just like that. So we got another bottoming wick here, 70. There's 70, 20. We haven't had a green candle on the 5 in a long time. What's that, 20 minutes? Is this backside, or are we just, a bit of an extended pullback here? You bring in the context of the pre-market chart. We're still in this bit of an uptrend. So we'll see. PETZ, PEV, QSG. QSG resumption, I can try for the bounce. But yeah, as of right now, nothing looking like a hot stock that we would be fiending over, like going crazy for. Everything right now look like rejected stocks, like just not A plus, subpar. You're taking a chance here if you stick around. So, at 10:30, well, it's past 10:30. Oh, shoot, it's at 10:43. INDO. INDO. Is there anything here? Not really. I mean, there's some daily chart stuff, but volume right now not as high as it could be. Guys, be sure to check out Momo Pro if you're interested in a scanner. Momo Pro, you guys can utilize coupon code Relentless for 25% off for 6 months. KB. The chat has been so much more pure after we cleared up some dead weight. And we're going to keep an eye on the chat here over the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Today is not a day to trade from Daniel. This is a lot earlier. LASC was mentioned a bunch. Who is KB? Why do you keep saying that? KB, when I say KB, I'm just referring to the bulls, the buyers, anything that, and really big banks as well, institutions, anything that can help push a stock upwards. That's what KB really means. Where are those bulls? I'm asking the market, where are the buyers? Especially when I'm looking at a nice trade and I expect there to be a bounce. And then other times, like right now, I'll say KB is sleeping. The bulls are sleeping. We're not seeing any sort of hot stock, any nice opportunities. And on top of that, KB is also a person in the chat. So if you see KB, he's a little famous around here, so you can say what's up. How much a month for Momo? Momo is about 35 bucks a month for everything. There's a couple different options, but the Pro Plus is what you need. Mometic, Momo scanner. Pricing, can I find pricing? I think what I could do more with this scan. Oh, there's a resumption. I'm not even looking at it. What I could do more with this scanner is I can play around with the conditional alerts more. But for now, it's like I get everything I need, right? But it's definitely not something to sleep on. If I can get something more out of it, then why not? The low was 83, the high was 513. Maybe there might have been a bounce. Maybe it would have came down to the fills. Okay, there we go. I can post this link. It's 37 bucks for the unlimited version, which is what I would recommend that you need because I think the Discovery scanner, 1 minute time frame. It's been a long time since I looked at this particular page. Well, maybe you might only need um, the Pro because the Discovery section is, pretty big in terms of the gap scan. I have to really look through this stuff like on a different day. I did do a video, but I didn't come to this particular area. Here, I can post a link. Days like today, I tell you. The one thing I don't want to get into doing is like forcing it. And this is why I don't have a daily goal. But I do like to be up, like, being up over 1K feels nice. But I don't have a daily goal because I think it's a little unfair at times. We can show up tomorrow and there's nothing, everything's selling off. Then what? Do I go trade Tesla and Amazon and try to make something just for the sake of a daily goal? It's better to just wait that day out and then wait whether for afternoon or after hours or the next day again. Kind of like even I mean DJT just now it's like I'll give myself a pass for trying to trade that because there was a setup there and it was uptrending. I thought there might have been some opportunity despite the float. But typically I don't want to get involved in stocks that are high float. This strategy works well, and it's a matter of being patient for the days where we can really, really exploit that, right? And dominate on the edge. It's definitely the case, right? It's a cycle, and there's certain, and the word's cyclical, right? There's definitely going to be days and weeks and months that are just better for this style of trading than others. And on the days like today where we're not seeing it, I don't want to size up big and try to play a hero here and then lose it all. $300. This will cover my car insurance and then maybe some gas in these high inflation times. I gotta go check up on my policy and I gotta do a defensive driving course because when you do those, they just automatically reduce your bill by like 10%, 5%. I mean that adds up over time, right? Depending on what state you're. I mean 5% is 5%, regardless of where you are and how much you're paying. Defensive driving. I do a lot of aggressive driving, so maybe this can be good for me. Pastor loves the roads. I was at a couple of car meets this weekend. Went to a couple of car meets. It was a good time. Some people really there's definitely a market for, so many different things, but there's definitely a lot of car people, right? Some car girls, some car guys. I mean, people who are going like they don't mind going that extra mile. Like you ask some of these people like how much was the modifications? Yeah, this and this, between everything, I spent like 9 grand and it's like dang. People people love this stuff. I'm trying to watch myself because while it's fun, it is fun. You can say it's fun, but it's so hard to put so much money into something that you just know is like like just nonsense at the end of the day. It's a liability, and God forbid you get into to an accident. All this stuff, aftermarket stuff, is just down the drain. And maybe I need to change my mindset. I don't know. Maybe. But I still like to remind myself that I'm in the building stages of wealth and not the enjoyment stage. Spending too much money now is not really the best thing for me. And ultimately that's the main goal. So Pastor has to not get distracted here. And also, I think I can take on some more risk, right? I need to take on some more risk, even in this day trading side of things. You got to take on more risk. There's no time like today to take on more risk. Okay. Not seeing much. And let me make sure to look at the scans and the chat in case there's any call outs. 1 minute trader, take it easy, stay safe, stay green. We'll see you tomorrow. Ghost trader saying life is short. You can't take your money with you when you die. You got to enjoy life. Menace on the street. Um, you know, it's a fair point for sure. I think balance is ultimately the answer, right? Too much of anything isn't good, but you also can't be so frugal to where you're not enjoying yourself at the same time. But having a balance, and also being aware of where you are financially, your goals, and just making smart decisions. Which is why it's important to pay ourselves, right? Pay ourselves a percentage and put aside a percentage for investments and other things. But you can definitely spend a lot of money very easily, especially in these times, man. I think about it and it's like, damn, like why couldn't I be doing like these numbers the moment I started back in like 2018? Like the amount of stuff, like 3 years of these numbers here back then, and it's so crazy because it's just a few years ago. I mean, much less for the people who were doing well for themselves back in like 2000, like 1990s. Like if you were doing well, like really well, I mean, I mean, it's like if you wanted to, depending on the mindset, it's like you could have had an empire. Now it's like you make 200 grand in a year, and it's like yeah, whatever. It doesn't go as far. It's still good money, but it doesn't go as far, right? When it comes to these high ticket items, property and these type of investments that can cost a lot depending on the route you're choosing. Usually they say the biggest expenses are like student loans, car loans, right? Your car and then your mortgage, your house, the house loan. Other than that, you really get into like the big boy stuff, but we'll see how things go as the interest rates come down. But as the interest rate comes down, more than likely the demand is going to be a little higher. The supply might be a little lower at that point, and then the prices are going to go up again. And then we're in this endless cycle. Capitalism. I think the biggest two things though is just like really high income, and then at that point, education on the subject matter, right? Because a lot of times there are ways, and sometimes you don't really need that much cash depending on what investment you're taking on. There are ways. There are ways. Usually in every field. Yo, Jonathan, you're funny. You're a funny guy, man. Jonathan is a funny guy. Yeah, money is interesting, right? It might mean different things for different people depending on location and then mindset. And we had this conversation in our chat room a year ago with Twin actually, right? Or maybe 2 years ago, and we were talking about if 100 grand was a lot of money. And there was a little bit of a debate, you know, some people on the side of like, yes, you can definitely do a lot with it. Um, Especially depending on the location, stuff like that. Um, and I understand both sides. But the side that I'm on now, especially after making 100K before, it's like where I am now, it's not a lot of money. Back, and it depends, right? It all depends. It's relative. So if you're someone maybe depending on where you are, let's say you have like an entry level job, 20 bucks an hour, 25 bucks an hour, maybe you're doing 40K on the year, 50K, 60K. It's like, man, a 40K, 40% increase in pay would be amazing. It sounds a lot. And maybe it is a lot, right? Depending on what you're doing and your needs, your wants, your goals, etc. Maybe you could be in the Midwest somewhere where your mortgage is 800 bucks. An extra 40K a year is like, So it is relative in that aspect, but I'll speak for myself, having these grand ambitions and aspirations and big needs and big wants and there's a certain like lifestyle I see myself living, right? 100K is not gonna get me anywhere. Now, if I'm to say I'm looking for something different, then 100K can mean everything, right? But I'm looking to like have an empire, pastor, looking to grow and expand, and to get into many other industries, right? Oh, what words do they use? Conglomerate, enterprise, corporation, right? Those are the type of phrases I would use. And with certain business ideas, sometimes a 100K might not even be enough to get you off the ground. So it definitely is relative, right? Cost of living, insurance has been going up a lot. A lot of you guys probably have experienced this, right? Where like car insurance, things like that. Some of these companies just, out of the blue talking about 40% increase, like just some nonsense. I don't know, maybe the location also depends for that, but with the dock workers getting to a deal and their pay, I think it was it from 39 to 64. I didn't read up the case, so I don't know the exact details, but we'll see how this impacts people over time when it comes to just imports and how much those goods cost, over time. Are they gonna then, because that's what usually happens. There's like a buffer period, and then they just tag the price on to the product or the item or the service, and then we end up paying for it all over again. And then it's like your pay goes from 39 to 64, but then because you're paying so much more for the same items, it's like you might as well have stayed at 39 anyways. And then it's like it's so crazy. It's like this just endless cycle of just chaos. GOEV, and I'm kind of out of it. I mean, until something moves again, I'm kind of like ranting here. Definitely worth doing another quick rotation. QSG sold off. PEV. I'm really disappointed that I lost money on this one, but I mean, it just was coming down. PETZ. We did make it back to flat, and then that trade we went from 0 to minus 277. And then DJT, very debatable here if we should have touched this one at all, but all good in the neighborhood. Opportunity for another 1K day? I'd say so. But I think ultimately for me, and it's why we do have to like plan things and have steps that we take. For me personally, like I don't need to be like filthy rich, right? Despite having grand aspirations, like I don't need to be filthy rich per se, but can I have a level of wealth that covers, you know, bottom line and then some? That's really the key for me because like when you start to travel, especially there's it's really not expensive. It's really not that expensive. Like these places, their currency is so low compared to the dollar that you can go there and be a king, right? So, bottom line, if the wealth is just generating enough to cover that stuff, to cover all the expenses plus a surplus, that's really all it takes. And then you don't have to work, right? I think that's ultimately the key because with day trading, once we get to it allows us to generate cash at a very high level very quickly. But at the end of the day, we still have to work. We still have to come here and then want to pull out our hair and eyeball some days